These are the 500 companies that make up the S&P 500, each weighted based on their market cap. In this video, we're going to look at 5 configurations of the S&P 500, their index as a whole, the S&P 100, the S&P 50, the S&P 10, and the S&P 7. We'll then compare their performance against each other over various time frames. The idea of this video is to see if it's better to just invest in the index or a more concentrated part of it. We're assuming a higher return, but that also comes with higher risk. Let's first look over 1 year's time. As of this video, the S&P 500 index as a whole is up 11% over 1 year. That's our base. As we concentrate further, the S&P 100 takes us to 23% over that same time frame. With the S&P 50, we get to 29%. As we concentrate down to our 10 largest companies, we get 60% over 1 year. And as we get to the Magnificent 7, we get to 65% over this same period. You can see that over 1 year, a highly concentrated portfolio of the largest stocks does a lot better than the overall S&P 500. Next, let's look over 3 years' time. The S&P 500 index is up 24% over these 3 years. Remember, that's our base. With the S&P 100, we surprisingly move backwards at only a 10% gain. As we concentrate towards the S&P 50, we get a 3-year gain of 11%. With the S&P 10, we then rise to 69%. And with the 7 largest companies in the S&P 500, we get a 3-year total return of 73%. Concentrating your portfolio doesn't necessarily provide you with a higher return. To do so, you need to concentrate a lot more to beat the S&P 500. Lastly, let's look over 5 years. To start, the S&P 500 has gained 64% over these past 5 years. As we concentrate further, the S&P 100 brings only 14% over these 5 years. Going further, the S&P 50 gives us a gain of 29%. But then things change as we concentrate down to 10. We get a return of 320%. And then as we get to our top 7, we get a 5-year total return of 307%. This follows the 3-year time frame. If you want to concentrate, you better concentrate a lot further to get that huge boost in returns. So let's conclude a visual of the combined returns. This doesn't mean much, but it's an easy way to look at the total returns stacked together. From what we can conclude, investing in the S&P 500 will give you a decent return. Maybe it's best not to concentrate down to 100 or even 50. If you are chasing those returns, it's best to concentrate a lot further. If you want more research videos, don't forget to subscribe. Invest wisely, and as always, take care of your money.